Hi, I'm Marion from Canine Training Specialists, and this is my dog Tilly. We're just going to talk today about why your dog doesn't listen when they're out and about. All right, now Tilly's a beagle cross, so a lot of people won't actually take beagles off the leash. She looks big there because she's in front of the camera, but if you actually look at her next to me, she's actually not that big. Yeah, a lot of people won't take beagles off the leash because they are very environmental. They're hunting dogs. They tend to scent, right, everything, which is normal because that's genetically what they're programmed to do. So we're going to talk a little bit about why your dog doesn't listen around people and dogs and what you can do to help that along. So the first thing you need to do is understand that you've got to, when you train a sit or a down or whatever, you've got to take your dog through 6 different environments before it listens to you. All right, and that's just without, without you having done anything majorly wrong, right? What I mean by that is you haven't excessively let that dog play with other dogs. You haven't excessively let that dog say hello to people all the time. Now, if you have done that, if you looking at camera, if you have done that, if you have let your dog say hello to people all the time and other dogs all the time, what you've actually done is you've made that better than yourself. Okay, now that's where you're having problems. As a dog trainer, we always say all good things should come from you. What does that mean? All right, it means that if you're letting your dog, if you take your dog for a walk every day and all it does is play with other dogs, what do you think it wants to do all the time? Every time you leash walk it, what's it going to want to do? It's going to want to say hello to all the other dogs. It's become a very little social butterfly, which is wonderful. Okay, it's lovely that your dog's social and it's fun for the dog to play with other dogs. But wouldn't you rather your dog play with you? Wouldn't you rather that has that fun with you, that it looks to you for fun? Right? Now you have to, if you've gotten yourself into a situation where it's always saying hello to people or dogs or whatever, you're going to have to pull it away from that situation. All right? Round about when Koji was 12 months old, that's my white shepherd, I actually ended up doing that. I ended up taking him away from dogs for about 3 months. It was me, him, and the ball, and a quiet field, and then it was a busier field, and on it went, right? Now that dog only wants to play with me because I had the same thing. He just wanted to run around and play with other dogs, all right? So I reined it in. Now this dog is environmental, so all she wants to do is sniff, 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 right? Now if the environment is the only thing she's getting rewarded from, how do you think her recall is going to be, right? But I've got excellent recall on her. And the reason I have excellent recall on her is because she loves cheese, and I use cheese to bring her back in, and the cheese brings her in. But now saying this, right, cheese will, like any sort of food, will not override a very stimulating environmental. All right, and this is where a lot of people have trouble training their dogs, right? Because they think, oh, the dog will come in for the food. No, it won't. If I take Tilly to a bush block with kangaroos and smells and scents and birds, she doesn't give a crap about the cheese. She's off, right? So because that's what she's designed to do. She's genetically programmed to track and to flush birds and all that sort of stuff, right? She's actually a Beagle English Springer Spaniel cross, right? So lots of energy and lots of hunting dog sniffing stuff, right? Yes, we love you very much. And so we need to rein her in. So the mistake that a lot of positive only trainers make is that they use a lot of food and they don't actually there's no consequence for the dog doing something wrong. Now, when you train like that, yes, it works most of the time with most dogs over a very long period of time. You don't get results very quickly. It takes a long time and the results aren't, they aren't 100%. They're not foolproof, right? Which is extremely dangerous. We teach a stop command in our course, right? So when your dog's running for a road, we say stop and the dog stops. I mean, it doesn't matter where the dog is, the dog will stop. And that's hugely important. Now, if your dog's chasing something environmental and you say stop and you've just got a little bit of cheese or whatever or whatever the hell it is and the dog doesn't care, that's a very dangerous situation, which is why you need obligation training as well. If you understand a behavior, this is what we're saying to our dogs, if you understand a behavior and we've taught it to you in a very systematic way so the behavior is bomb-proof around any distractions, if you then don't listen, then there's going to be a consequence, right? Now, it doesn't have to be a huge consequence, right? It depends on the dog, how you consequence a dog, right? Tilly, you raise your voice, she's like, oh, okay. My shepherd, you raise your voice, he's going to laugh in your face, right? So it depends on the dog. It depends on how sensitive they are to verbals and all that sort of stuff. You know, the punishments aren't the same for each dog. And you're really just correcting the behavior. It's the follow through, the obligation follow through that's going to get you amazing results. So if your dog is constantly now saying hello to every person and every dog on your walk, that's the first thing you're going to stop. You're not going to let them do that anymore. Now they're not getting anything good from their environment, and you're going to make yourself good by every time that dog ignores whatever it is that they're normally obsessed with, you're going to reward that. You're going to go, yes. Yeah, you know that word, don't you? Yes, you do. I know. You love that word. I know. All right. So have a look at my educational videos too that explains the 6 different environments. They're all with the dark blue background. There's 4 of them on my YouTube channel. So you can have a look at that. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And Tilly always looks so sad, but you saw her birds. Okay. Can't do that with my shepherd. Beagles are so much more tolerant, aren't you? You're much more tolerant. So are staffies and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, have a wonderful day, guys. I hope this has helped you. Over and out. Bye.